Hi, and welcome to Tasty Tuesday, episode 17, brought to you by Transition Nutrition and Fitness Coaching. I'm Angie, and I'm here every Tuesday to bring you a new whole food plant-based recipe that you can add to your recipe box. Today, we're going to be making a multi-seed cracker that goes perfectly with a nice bowl of soup or any other dish that you like crackers with. I've tried lots of cracker recipes, and unfortunately, they usually end up either too soggy or bread-like or just not crisp like a cracker. This one, however, is perfection. Okay, we're going to start off by preheating our oven to 350 degrees and having a baking sheet with parchment paper ready to go. We're going to begin with our seed mixture ingredients. We have 3 tablespoons of sesame seeds, 2 tablespoons of poppy seeds, 2 tablespoons of flax seeds, whole, not ground, 1 tablespoon of caraway seeds, 2 teaspoons of dried rosemary, 2 teaspoons of dried thyme, 2 teaspoons of dried tarragon, 1 teaspoon of extra coarse salt, and 1 teaspoon of ground pepper. You mix all of that together in your little bowl, and we're going to set it to the side and get our dough ready. Now we're going to start our dough ingredients. We're going to have 1 cup of whole wheat flour, 1 cup of spelt flour, a half a cup of whole grain rye flour, and a half a cup of yellow cornmeal. Then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of salt, and we're going to whisk those ingredients together. Now we're going to whisk those dry ingredients together and make sure they're nice and mixed. Now we're going to start by drizzling in about 3/4 of the 1 cup of water. And we're going to stir until our dough is well combined and forming a ball down in the bottom of the bowl. It's going to be a little crumbly at first, but it should come together quite well. You want to make a nice dough. You'll probably have to add a little more water, but that's okay. It's better to add it a little bit at a time than to get it too wet because you can't take the water back out. I am having to add a little bit of more water to make the dough form into a ball. As you can see, it's starting to clump together nicely, and I want to make sure all those little pieces are incorporated into my dough ball. I did end up using about the whole cup of water. Now that we have our dough ball, we're going to roll it out. Okay, we're going to scoop the dough out onto a lightly floured surface. And we're going to just knead it, maybe for about 2 to 3 minutes. You don't want to over knead it. You just want the dough to hold together nicely and get smooth. Once it starts to get smooth, you're ready to roll it into a log, and we're going to divide it into 8 even pieces. So that's just about enough. You don't want to over knead it or it will get tough. Right? So we're going to roll it into a log. And then what I do is I usually just cut it in half and then cut it in half and cut it in half. So I've got my log about 8 inches long. I'm going to cut it in half, and then in half, so that I have 8 equal pieces. Then each of these pieces is going to get rolled out separately to make a cracker sheet. So we're going to take one of our pieces of dough, and we're going to take about a tablespoon of our seed mixture and sprinkle that seed mixture right down on your flour surface. Then we're going to start to roll our dough, pressing down, getting the seed mixture to stick onto the side of the dough. I'm going to flip it over, rescatter those seeds, and repeat the same thing on this side. Now these crackers are going to be oddly shaped. They're not going to look like a nice little neat cracker. They're more of a sheet of cracker bread than they are a cracker. And you want to just keep flipping it and rolling it and embedding those seeds, that seed mixture, into your cracker dough. Sometimes I sprinkle a little on top. You want to get this as thin as you can and still incorporating those seeds into your cracker dough. Once you've got it nice and thin, you're going to put it onto that parchment baked sheet and get it ready for the oven. So you may have to reflour your rolling pin every once in a while, and you want to repeat this process with all 8 pieces. Now, you won't be able to cook probably all 8 sections at once, but they're going to cook for about 7 to 10 minutes. You'll need to start checking very closely at the end of 7 minutes because they will burn very quickly. They go from done to burnt almost instantaneously. So just make sure you're checking every 7 minutes. And we'll come back and show you what they look like. Once the crackers are brown around the edges, you want to take them out and immediately move them to a cooling rack. You want to let them cool for about 10 minutes, and then you can break them into pieces and put them in a decorative jar or any other container you'd like to store them in. So once the crackers come out of the oven, you want to let them cool. They will crisp up, and then you're going to break them into bite-size or dip-size pieces. Then they're ready for you to enjoy with your favorite dip. One thing I really like about this recipe is the seed mixture makes enough for 2 batches of crackers. You can just put a lid on it and save your seed mixture to make your next batch of crackers. Now, let's look at the finished product. So here we have our crackers, and I made a fresh batch of guacamole, which is in my sauces and chips video, if you want to go back and remember how to make the guacamole, and you're ready to enjoy your chips with whatever dip or soup you like. Thank you for tuning in today, and if you like these videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and give it a thumbs up. Also, I'm really interested in what you would like to see demonstrated as far as recipes. Please put in the comments what you would like to see, and I'll be sure to add them into the next programs. Thank you, and have a great day. Remember, plants are the best medicine.